So this is the part where I make excuses and I say a lot of things like, oh, I got sick for 2 weeks, and oh, I didn't do anything. But, well, that's exactly what happened. The night I was working on the subframe, I did all that work, and the next day I got it aligned, and it solved the problem. All the wheels line up right, the caster's correct, everything's cool. But what happened that night that I was working, I got the subframe bolts in, no problem. It was really easy, but the hardest part was getting the rear motor mount back together and in the right spot on the subframe to bolt up, and it wouldn't. And I must have laid on my back for 2 hours trying to just line it back up until I had this idea. I put the jack underneath the wheel, or not the wheel, the oil pan, and I just slid the motor forward just a little bit. And that had some good implications, and it had some bad implications. The good implications was I was able to put the motor mount in. The bad, let me show you the bad. Now, have the hood open. Other than the fact that the front motor mount's basically dead, the rear motor mount needs to be replaced. The trans mount, I have no idea, and I've already replaced the passenger mount once. But this is, let me grab my light. This is what happens when you don't adjust the mount properly and you try to move the motor around. If you could see that, there's supposed to be a bolt right there. As you can see, there's a bolt, but there's no head of a bolt. So I'm driving around, I hear some clunking, I go, what's that noise? And after popping my hood, thinking maybe the motor mount's crap again, because it was Duralast, I look at it and I noticed the bolt's missing, and I went, oh shit, like legit oh shit. And so first thing I do is I call up closest Honda, or I go to the closest Honda dealership, thinking I could just walk in and be like, yeah, you guys still service you know, cars with K20s and whatnot in it, and so clearly, you know, this is something that could go wrong, right? So I'm thinking I could just go in there and just pick up the bolt. No. So they say they can get one to me by Monday, and they wanted $5, something like that. Silly me said, no, I could do better than that. I can have one, like, I don't know what I was thinking, but apparently I thought I could get one like Saturday if I overnighted from OEM Acura Parts. So I did it, and it was like 20 something bucks. And it's now Tuesday, and in my pocket is my one single JDM bolt that I paid $20 for. And by JDM I mean it's made in Japan, but it's a, you know, that's it. One bolt. 20 bucks. So now, the fun part is I have to get this bracket off here, which shouldn't be too big of a deal because, I mean, this is just a basic bolt, you know, that's like a 10 or an 8, and then that's whatever that is, and this bracket just comes off. And then we get to see if we can get some vice grips on this and yank this out. But clearly the motor's sitting lower than it should, so we're going to put some cardboard underneath on a jack, or maybe even some of my tool drawer liner stuff just to prevent the oil pan from getting crushed. And we're going to try and replace this bolt without drilling or without any hardcore tools. This time, if I encounter issues, I'm going to try and recap everything. The problem is my camera keeps dying, and by the time I get around to doing it and like updating and saying, okay, we're done, camera's dead, I don't have other batteries yet, GoPro, I hate you sometimes. Good camera, but your battery life sucks. So instead of talking so much and videotaping everything, I'm going to give you the highlights, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, I didn't even get, I got it, the motor where it should be, and I just figured that this was, you know, I'm going to show I'm going to show my failures at the same time as my successes. So this is hilarious. if you want to, laugh at me, but this is how, oh shoot. Oh, never mind. Okay. That looked like the entire, oh, it is. Why is that turning? The whole, wow, that's not good. Okay, so the nut's spinning, the bolt's spinning, everything's spinning, which is bad. Please don't be broken. That'd be bad. So, all right, that's interesting. So the nut's off. You can see it's looks a little I don't know what's up with this piece, but I'm gonna set that over there, and that one's definitely not loose. But you can tell the mount is it's there, and starting to show signs of not being happy. But I'm gonna buzz this guy off real quick and see if we can we're gonna take this off and just get that bolt out. But yeah, so far this is fun. It was really fun. Okay, so we got good news and we got some bad news. Well, maybe. Really don't know yet, because I don't think more than like one step ahead. Realistically, I'm testing something real quick. Okay, we're probably gonna do something stupid here, but whatever. Okay, so the good news is, well, let's start with the bad news. Bad news is this post here, right here, this guy, which you can't really see because camera lighting. Hopefully when we move here, spoiler, we'll get that resolved. But yeah, this thing is definitely loose, and I can twist it, right? So, and there's no way to really keep this thing from threading down. I mean, it's got a stop. Like it itself, it doesn't go past a certain point. It's going to basically deadhead straight into the thing there, but it just threads in, which is okay. We just need to put a little bit of elbow grease on this, and I think we'll be good. I'm sure there's some way to torque spec, but that's when we put the thing. And then here's the stud, right? And this is the good news. That's the good news. It just came right out. I'm happy. The other bad news is the whatchamacallit's been rubbing on my tensioner. Granted, the tensioner is shot anyways and needs to be replaced, and I have one for it, but we're not going to do that tonight because it requires a belt, and I want to replace the power steering pump if I'm doing a belt. So, yeah, so far so good. That means we're not totally hosed. So there's the broken bolt, and then our JDM bolt is right here, and we're going to compare that. They should be exactly the same as far as the remains of it, which they do not appear to be. Huh. Okie dokie, but that should be the exact part number for this car. But it goes all the way through, so it should be just fine, to be honest, as long as it doesn't hit the tensioner. But like I said, the tensioner's already totally hosed. As long as it fits, it will sit. Hell yeah. There we go. Okay. Been watching too much Cletus. Alright, so, but as far as this guy goes, all we're going to do is we're going to take these two bolts. One of them is from this mount, this piece of the mount, and then the other one is what actually holds on there. And we're going to kind of twist them together a little bit and just give it a quick little burp and see if it takes that all the way. Just to kind of give it a little bit of a tightness and happiness. So we're going to turn this one upside down. Kind of like that, if I can get it on there enough. And this is just going to keep it from wanting to go down, kind of like the way the coilovers work. And then in theory, I should be able to maybe twist these together I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna work. Ah, there we go. So now they're kind of holding together, which is nice. So now I just need to figure out, that's like, well, that's come over here in my nice, somewhat organized fashion. This is a 11/16. I can't find my 17, but this is a tight enough hold on the bolt if the power steering lines were in the way, which is starting to help me understand a little bit more about why this happened in the first place. Because this one was a crow's foot, which meant this walked back, that bolt snapped because it was the only thing holding it, and that'd be why we broke that at all. Okay, so that ain't gonna fit in there because it's too tall, and I can't get this. It wants to stay. I'm just gonna get a 17, pop them apart, do it a little bit further down. We'll go that way. And just like that, one $20 GDM bolt installed. And to make sure I didn't completely screw it up this time, this one is torqued down as best as I could do it, but only after I torqued this one down with a torque wrench to 40 pounds, which is, if I'm not mistaken, that's the spec for both of these, is 40 pounds. This one's been torqued first. I actually made sure to jack it all the way up this time to where it's actually making contact with the actual metal part of this this support here that bolts to the side of the motor. I actually made sure to get it to that and then torque it and everything with it jacked up a little bit. And then now, if I come over here and jack it down, it shouldn't move too terribly bad. Well, obviously it's going to because it's a rubber mount, but whatever. It's torqued down properly now, so in the event it breaks again, I can at least say I did what I could to prevent it from doing it again. But realistically, this doesn't look like as a result of me being stupid when doing the subframe stuff like I initially thought, but that looks more like me being stupid when I put the motor mount in, and then I just haven't noticed it until this past Friday. It's now Tuesday, tomorrow's Wednesday, and yeah, a little bit of a update thing. There's probably not gonna be a whole lot of moving vlog just because there's not really a lot of point. There's gonna be I have a lot of work to do this week, and the initial concept was I was gonna stage a bunch of videos and then release them over time, so that way when I get into the new place, by the time that's done, I could start making videos and keep it more real time. However, that's kind of starting to look like it's not gonna happen, thanks to me being sick for like 2 weeks and about dying on the floor underneath my car. So with that being said, we got I gotta clean this whole freaking pig up. I played with taking this cover off, and I was taking off I was doing something with over here at one point, intake wise, or I was doing the power steering line, and I had to take this air box out. Well, when I did, I played with trying to free up this line to reroute it or something, and because I don't have, this is stripped out back here, and or it's not stripped out, it's broke. There's a bolt broken off in the head or the valve cover. So I was playing with the idea of trying to reroute it or something and make it to where it wasn't so bad, you know, tuck it back behind it, but that didn't work out. And when I did, I busted the little, you know, the valve cover deal here, and it was rattling like nobody's business. So I just took this off and said, you know, I'll eventually have a show, or you know, something to show here, and screw that. Well, I put the bolts back in. One vibrated out. The other one, I have it in my toolbox. So I guess that just 100% made up that decision for me. That's fixed now. We still got to do the innovative mounts, the whatever the 3 mounts. I want to put a new whatchamacallit on it before summer comes. I want to put a new AC compressor on it, and fix that up, get the AC totally 100% because it makes some ugly noises. What else? We got, I'm gonna lower or raise the rear. I'll probably still do that before moving, who knows. I'm gonna raise the rear a little bit, get a camber kit in here, and yeah, so next is definitely motor mounts, and I'm gonna do that at the shop because, well, it's a pain to get to that rear one, and I don't feel like laying on my back anymore for that, so I'll do that. And then there might even be some, when we get in the new place, there might be some light, I was gonna say something else, but I'll keep it nice. It's gonna be some shiesty stuff with that or something. Basically, these lights, they're annoying me. Oh, I gotta replace my headlight. Crap, I gotta do that tonight. But basically, we're gonna try and take some of these lights with the outer shell of it and the good OEM backing, and we're gonna try and fit the black parts out of this into those to see if we can get these ones black, but with the stock OEM rear. But that requires us to bake those and these, and that's a lot of work, and I'm not going to do that before moving. So that's kind of the plan with that in the future, mainly because I don't know if these are breaking. I have a feeling I'll know here in a little bit, but it definitely feels like the wires or something in these housings are moving, or the bulbs are moving. So or something, because when I drive, one light will shine this way, but then, as you know, if there's a car in front of me about, you know, to the wall there, the light will be there, but then as they leave, it's over there. And I've already tried pointing it about 100 times, and I may even try it one more time, but I don't know what's up with that. So hopefully we're going to be able to bake some lights and do some stuff. If not, I'm going to paint some OEM ones and refinish the front of them and try that again. And if everything goes according to plan, I'm going to have some decent black headlights that aren't complete crap, that completely disintegrate, because that's my only complaint with these eBay lights. It's the little metal tab for the light spring. Horrible. If you know any good headlights for these that aren't made of complete crap, that don't cost $1,000, then hit me up, let me know. Yeah, and then once we move into the new place, we got some new wheels and tires we're looking at. Yeah. I'm just thinking, like, how some of these other YouTubers, they do some cool stuff, and I don't know how they do it. Not enough hours in the day, not enough money to spend, and not enough patience. I mean, it took me an hour to replace a bolt. But props to you guys. So, in the meantime, I'm going to go and rip off this bumper and put my headlights in so I don't get pulled over, because that's bad and not fun. So, I'll catch you guys later. Bye.